You don't remember the exact moment it started. There was no alarm, no warning sign flashing red, just a number quietly growing in the background of your life while you kept living like everything was fine. This is what debt actually feels like, level by level, from your first $100 to $500,000. Watch until the end, because the level that breaks people isn't the one you'd expect. It starts small, a credit card for emergencies, a car repair you didn't have cash for. A few nights out, you told yourself you'd pay off next paycheck. At this level, debt doesn't feel dangerous. It feels normal. Everyone has a little. Everyone's fine. The minimum payment covers it. The math barely moves. You're not worried. You're just managing. But this is the level where the habit forms, not the debt itself, the relationship with it. The quiet decision that borrowing now and figuring it out later is just how life works. Now it's not one card, it's two. Maybe a personal loan stacked on top because consolidating made sense. You start doing math in your head before you fall asleep. Not panic math, just awareness. A low hum in the background of every purchase. You still look fine from the outside. Same job, same apartment, same car. But your paycheck has a shape now, and most of that shape belongs to someone else before it ever reaches you. This is where debt stops being background noise and starts being a second job. Interest isn't a line item anymore. It's a monthly opponent. You're not paying down the balance. You're paying to keep it from growing. Friends invite you to things and you say yes to some, no to others, and never explain why. Nobody asks. Nobody sees the spreadsheet. At this level, most people don't feel broke. They feel behind. And behind is a much harder feeling to talk about than broke, because behind implies it's your fault. Somewhere around here, the debt stops being attached to purchases and starts being attached to identity. Student loans, a car loan, maybe a medical bill that arrived uninvited and never really left. You're not reckless. You went to school, you got sick, or your kid did. You did what you were told would work out. This is the level where people go quiet, not because they're doing worse than everyone else, but because at 6 figures of debt, the shame math doesn't match the story math. You did everything right, and the number still climbed. At this level, debt usually has a name: a mortgage, a business loan, a medical crisis that turned into years, not months. And something strange happens here. The debt stops feeling personal and starts feeling structural, like weather. Like something that's just part of the landscape of your life now, not a problem you're actively solving. People at this level aren't drowning the way people assume. Many of them are functioning completely normally, paying on time, building equity, playing a long game most people never see. The debt is real, but so is the plan behind it. This is the level where debt splits into 2 categories, the kind that's crushing you and the kind that's building something. And from the outside, they look identical. Now the number is big enough that saying it out loud feels almost absurd, but at this level, it's rarely a spiral. It's a mortgage on a home that's appreciating. It's a business loan against a company that's growing. It's leverage, used on purpose by someone who understands exactly what they signed. This is the level most people misunderstand the most. They picture chaos. What's actually happening more often than not is a calculated bet that the asset on the other side of the debt will outgrow the cost of carrying it. The people who reach this level without falling apart usually have one thing in common. They stopped seeing debt as a moral failure and started seeing it as a tool. Dangerous in the wrong hands, powerful in the right ones. Here's what nobody tells you about debt. The dollar amount was never the real story. The person with $3,000 in credit card debt and no plan is in more danger than the person with $400,000 in mortgage debt and a strategy. It was never about how much you owe. It's about whether the debt is working for you or you're working for it. If you've ever felt like a number defined you, it doesn't. The story you tell about that number does. Subscribe for more honest breakdowns of what money actually feels like at every level without the sugarcoating.